What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 short squeeze stocks that you need to add to your watch list going into this upcoming week. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with this upcoming week, we do have a lot of key data points that could really push the market higher. We had good data on Friday, PCE, so the market kind of rallied because of that. But going into this upcoming week, it's going to be looking for good data to confirm and have a good reason to continue its run. So Monday we have manufacturing, so forecast for that is 51. Aside from that, you have ADP employment, so that's coming out on Wednesday. Aside from that, typical stuff for Thursday, so initial jobless claims, exports definitely will be one to really watch for especially with Trump, tariffs, because tariffs are going to be incorporated this week as well, with Mexico and Canada on a side note. Friday, non-farm payroll and unemployment. So a lot of big data that could really push the market higher. Aside from that, you have a lot of Fed speakers, and everyone's favorite, Powell, is all kind of throughout the week, but Powell is on Friday. So when it comes down to that, the Feds might come in and try to calm the broader market, kind of reconfirm that, hey, the data points aren't all that bad, blah, blah, blah. Again, that's potentials. And if that does happen, then a lot of stocks that are somewhat heavily shorted, you could see some extreme moves. And not only that, I don't anticipate any changes or anything to happen this week, but people are trying to get Trump's attention associated to naked shorting. So in the past, I've brought up some clear stocks that do have some naked shorting, that there's more shares being shorted than on loan. Obviously, the math doesn't necessarily jive for that. So who knows, maybe in the foreseeable future, something might come from this. But getting right to it, top 5 in order based on short score. So stock number 5, you have ticker BBAI. They have their earnings coming up this week on the 6th after hours. This is the current estimates. So -5 cents for the earnings per share, 54.62 million for the revenue. But currently sitting at $5.16 over the last 1 year, it is up 64.33, has pulled back quite a lot ever since its February 13th highs. So that did reach roughly around $10. So since then it has pulled back quite a lot. But like I said, with good data this week, you could see definitely some interesting stuff happen. In case you don't know who they are or what they do, this is it. So company profile, feel free to pause it and go through it. But currently, 18.51% of the free float is being shorted, works it to be 33.67 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average, 6.16, and then short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is sitting at 69.09. Through IBKR, you do have roughly around 3.6 million shares available to be shorted. Reason why I bring that up is if you do have a stock that's somewhat limited supply, you could see some buying coming from big money or BlackRock, Vanguard, or whatever else, as they like to buy it to lend out. So again, won't necessarily happen in probably this case, but in many of the other ones that might be a possibility. But with their earnings this week, things could get very, very interesting with this stock. So again, add this one to your watch list. Moving over to stock number 4, ticker RGTI, sitting at $8.46 over the last 1 year, up 320%. Over the last 6 months, up 883%. Absolutely insane stuff. They also do have their earnings this week, so that is on the 5th after hours. -7 cents is that earnings per share estimate, and then 2.5 million for the revenue. This is what they do, in case you don't know. So company profile, pause that and read through it. But 21.24% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 58.67 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average, 8.24%, and then short score, 70.15. Just generally looking at what shorts have been doing. So even though in the short term it's really been quite volatile, but still regardless been in the green, shorts have been just slowly and steadily increasing. So whoever is shorting this stock definitely does have very, very deep pockets, so something to again keep in mind. But through IBKR does indicate roughly around 300,000 shares is available to be shorted, so you could see some buying come this week and post earnings as well. That could get very, very real for shorts. So this is stock number 4. 4 to pretty much add to your watch list. Moving over to stock number 3, ticker is SERV, so SERV Robotics, sitting at 901. Over the last 1 year, it is down 63.96%, and then over the last 1 month, down 46.46. Absolutely insane stuff. Largely one thing that did hit it is that news that did come out on how Nvidia did sell out their stake in it. It's, again, it did occur during Q4, just the news did break on this date right here, so February the 13th or 14th, and that's what prompted that crazy sell-off. So it's, I don't know, it's up to you guys to determine if that's justified or not. In my opinion, I don't think so, but they also do have their earnings coming up this week. So on the 6th, after hours, negative 13 cents for the earnings per share, 254.02 thousand for the revenue. And quickly moving over here, this is what they do. So restaurants is the industry, 67 employees, founded in 2017, but 24.51% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 7.06 million shares. Short score 75.81. And as you can kind of see from what shorts did when that news did break about Nvidia, you see shorts took advantage and they were laughing like crazy. So they sold out, they took their profits, and they just sat back, let the market do its thing. So kind of interesting, but since then they have started to really get back in, double down. So with their earnings coming out, you never know, things get very real again for this for shorts. Through IBKR does indicate roughly around 250,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is stock number 3. Moving over to stock number 2, you do have ticker TRNR. So this one was on my list last week. So over the last 1 year, it is down 99.9%. Over the last 1 month, up 7.59, and then over the last 5 days, like I said, for those of you that would have watched this pretty much right here, it has gone up a solid 129.73% since then. Aside from that, though, this is the company profile. So leisure products, 36 employees, founded in 2017, but 50.03% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 701,000 shares overall are being shorted. That alone is a very good green flag, only because that's what the market likes to squeeze. Very heavily shorted, low float. So that meets that criteria. Cost to borrow average is 365.99%. So that is an annual rate, not a daily rate. But you can kind of see shorts have been very, very reactive to the recent price action. So it went from about 2.47% short interest to where it is now at that 50%. So very high stuff. Short score is 80.85. And then through IBKR does indicate roughly around 300 lonely shares is available to be shorted. So this one definitely will see some buying, as obviously big money wants to take advantage of this very, very juicy cost to borrow. So again, this is stock number 2. Moving on to stock number 1, you have B. Riley Financial, sitting at $6.39 over the last 1 year, up 60 or down 66.48%. Over the last 1 month, though, definitely gaining some good traction, up 36.03. Over the last 5 days, up 72.95. Similarly, this one was actually on my list last week. So again, if you would have added it to your watch list, you'd be up a pretty good amount, or at least if you didn't buy it or whatever else, but pretty good stuff. I didn't plan this, but when preparing for this video, I guess they also do have their earnings as well. So 4 of the 5 stocks actually do have their earnings. So their earnings is on the 3rd after hours. So again, that one could make things very, very unique of a scenario. This is what they do. I'm pretty sure a lot of people generally know what they do for the most part. Very popular retail stock, but 61.19% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 9.85 million shares. Cost per average 24.89. It is on the threshold list, and it has been on the threshold list. Looks like just a couple days ever since February the 28th, but shorts have really started to double down, and get in, as you can kind of see based on that orange line right there. And then short score 84.83 through IBKR does indicate roughly around 6,000 shares is available to be shorted. So this is the top 5 that I want to give you today for this upcoming week. So what do you think of them? Any ones that you would kind of amend or that you would like to throw out? If so, throw some tickers in the description below of other stocks that you feel have a good likelihood of a squeeze and potentially why. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon and give a lot of good buy signals. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. So I cover stocks, options, and crypto. Like I said, definitely very advantageous to pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.